Landon Huffman coming to a comfortable lead, coming out of 2. He's got about 8 car lengths, put it half a second over Dwayne Vincent as Chad Cole works the number 2 spot.
Time is running out. Vincent's got it. Cole wants it to the wall. Chevrolet puts the bumper to the 13 of Vincent. Vincent not backing down. He's in second. You know, and we got 1 car on the bottom of the 10 car.
And welcome, race fans. It is Monday night, and it's time for Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. And I'll tell you what, it has been a Full Throttle Cup Series since day 1 when we started back in February. Joining me downstairs in the production hauler, George Woods. We thought we'd take you through the power ranking here for a little bit before we throw it up to the booth to Mike Keaton and Dakota Ehrman. George, I'll tell you what, you know, we're about a third of the way through the season here. We got a lot of races left to go. But taking a look at the power rankings, let's take them down 1 through 5 here and let them know who's who and who's where.
Yeah, I don't think we have any doubt that it's going to be Dwayne Vincent. It's going to be number 1. For one thing, right off the bat there, JD, if he wins tonight, he's going to make it a complete sweep 4 weeks in March. You might as well rack it up and call him Mr. March if he can check on the checkered flag tonight.
And I'll tell you what, looking at the statistics from last year's Full Throttle Cup Series here at Kentucky Speedway, Dwayne Vincent finished way outside the top 10. In fact, buried in the field, 25th position. Don't forget, he's the leader of the points coming into tonight's race.
Yeah, maybe so, but you know, he's reeled off 3 straight wins. I think he's got what it takes to at least stay out front of the trouble, and you know, you got to finish out front. You got to stay out front. And the other 2 guys that are in the power ranks, we've got Guy Snyder and we've got Cale Dresbeck. Both of these guys have stayed out front. They've kept their cars clean, stayed out in front of the trouble there, JD.
And Cale Dresbeck, he sits second in the points now. He's 26 behind the leader. But, you know, Guy Snyder finished inside the top 10. In fact, he finished 10th last year here at the Full Throttle Cup Series. So I'm looking for Guy Snyder to maybe pull something out of the hat tonight here at Kentucky Speedway.
Yeah, don't forget about Chad Cole either. The guy's gaining momentum. He had a couple unfortunate finishes there over at Daytona and at Bristol, but in the last 2, at Vegas and Phoenix, he's had 2 third-place finishes. Look for him to be up to the front. He's gaining momentum, and so is Glenn Campbell. He has two top 10 finishes here in the last 2 weeks. Both of them are going to get confidence, and Kentucky is a great place to keep on going.
You bet, and I'll tell you what, I want to step backwards here just a little bit. Cale Dresbeck, you mentioned his name. He finished 12th here last year, 2012 season, Full Throttle Cup Series, sitting 4th in the overall, 38 points behind Dwayne Vincent. So Cale Dresbeck, he had a pretty decent finish last season. Look for him to be up in front here tonight as well. Let's talk about Chad Cole. Chad Cole not having the season that I think he hoped for this season. But last year here at Kentucky Speedway, finished 14th, middle of the pack. So don't know whether Chad's going to be able to pull it out tonight or not.
Yeah, but he's ripped off a couple third-place finishes here in the last 2 weeks. I think it helps for a driver's confidence, and he had a really great run in the Can-Man Series last night for the Sunday, and I think he's going to be okay tonight.
You bet. And Glenn Campbell, the number 5 here in the power rankings, he didn't participate the last season. I believe he's a newcomer this year, 2013. But I'll tell you what, going down through the rest of the field here, R.J. Williams, he finished first last season here. He led the most laps, 86 laps, with the fastest lap time of 31.27. So we'll look for that here tonight at Kentucky Speedway. R.J. Williams sits 5th in the points, 42 behind your points leader Dwayne Vincent coming into Kentucky Speedway tonight. And that's your power rankings here for the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series at Kentucky Speedway. Let's go ahead and take it on up to the booth. Here is Michael Keaton and Dakota Ehrman.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to another exciting night with the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, live from Kentucky Motor Speedway. And like J.D. Webb and George Wood said, confidence, confidence, confidence tonight. Kentucky, Dakota, set for 110 laps. Again, the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, sponsored by the Bob Earl Racing. And I am Michael Keaton and Dakota Ehrman joining me in the booth. And down on pit road tonight, Joshua Harbinson. Dakota, again, confidence, Kentucky Motor Speedway.
Definitely, I think this is one of those tracks where you've just got to have a lot of confidence. I mean, if you're gonna throw it into turn number 1, you got to know the car's gonna stick. You got to be, you got to be able to throw the car down into the corner and hold on to it, and just be ready for it. I mean, this is one of those unpredictable tracks. A lot of history on that track, really bumpy, and it's gonna make for a lot of good racing, hopefully, here tonight.
So let's rewind to last Monday night at Bristol, the 200-lap Thunder Valley adventure that we saw the Red Ash chassis work. Team 8, get it done. Dwayne Vincent claiming another victory. 111 laps led. He'll take home the checkered. Mike King, a man out of CK Motorsports, Dakota, starting all the way back from downtown in 35th. He finished 2nd. Chad Cole, part of Team Man Child Racing, starting in the 5th spot, but going to finish 3rd. John Abbott, also starting mid-pack 16th. He'll round out the 4th spot. And then Guy Snyder, another teammate of Chad Cole with the Team Man Child Racing, finished in the top 5 at Bristol last week.
And how about the guy who started 34th, came home 6th? Justin Wilson doing a fantastic job last week. Glenn Campbell came home 7th after starting 12th. Rich Jett came home 8th. Kel Dresbach in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 after starting 39th was Bobby Wetzel. And again, Dresbach and Wetzel were both 1 lap down, as only 8 drivers finished in the lead lap last week.
And now heading into tonight's race at Kentucky Motor Speedway, the points are the top 5 here. Dwayne Vincent, the man out of Lafayette, Louisiana, holds first position, and boy, what a gain he had last week. Nearly about a 22-point gain. So Dwayne Vincent sneaking into the top 1 spot with 3 wins on the season. The man out of Dornsythe, Pennsylvania, Guy Snyder, sits 2nd, 26 back. John Abbott, originally out of Pell City, Alabama, now living in Olive Branch, Mississippi, currently sits 3rd, 37 points back. No wins for Abbott so far. Kel Dresbach sits 4th in the points currently. No wins, no top 5. So Kel Dresbach getting it done just outside the top 5 with 2 top 10 finishes. And then R.J. Williams, the guy out of Hickory, North Carolina, 26 years old. R.J. sitting 5th, just 42 points behind the leader.
43 points behind the leader, 1 point behind R.J. Williams. In 6th position, Chad Cole. Behind him, Mike Montesi, he's in 7th. He's 45 points out of the lead. Rich Jett sitting back there in 8th position, 61 out of the lead, and the guy 1 point behind him will be Glenn Campbell, and trailing them also by 1 point, so about a 3-point separation between 8th, 9th, and 10th, but 10th being Ronnie Potts.
So the countdown to green is on, and a little bit of information about where we're at tonight. Kentucky Motor Speedway. Qualifying just underway. Kel Dresbach in the 45 machine out of Asheville, Ohio. The 32-year-old has the top spot currently, but we'll see if it stands, as only 22 drivers out of around 43 drivers qualified so far, Dakota. And again, Kentucky, new track with a like of a Homestead-looking track configuration. Texas, California, Vegas, Chicago, Kansas, and Iowa. Kentucky sought to bring the new markets, and this track eyes those type of tracks that currently the NASCAR circuit runs, Dakota. And Kentucky being built again in 2000. Took it only just 2 years to complete the $153 million project. Of course, the surface asphalt with a 1.5 mile racetrack, degrees of banking, turns 14 degrees in turn 1 and turn 2, as well as turn 3 and 4. Tri-oval, 8 to 10 degrees banking. And on the straights, 4 degrees. I would imagine that is the back stretch. Just a slight degree of banking on the back stretch, Dakota, here at Kentucky.
Yeah, definitely. When you talk about calamity corners in Kentucky Motor Speedway, turn 1, there's so much speed carried into this corner from the tri-oval that it's difficult to maintain a good line over the ripples on the track. And I think you'll see these guys moving around, moving that wheel back and forth a lot, trying to keep the car steady. When you're coming off of turn number 4, the track flats out severely here from turn 4, and it seems that with a little too much steering input, which you'll actually see a lot of these guys using, the car will snap loose, and this is one of the corners. I mean, you've just got to be ready for that, and just be ready to catch it, really.
And working the golf cart down on pit road from entry to exit, Joshua Harbinson. Let's talk some fuel strategy here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. I don't expect to see a lot of cautions, and with that being said, what's the fuel window tonight?
What I'm getting from most of the crew chiefs is about 54 to 58 laps. You should see them start filtering in here to get a full tank of gas.
And of course, too, Josh, coming out of turn 4, getting on pit road, I've seen some guys practicing so far, and practice still underway and qualifying currently, but it didn't look very easy to get off of turn 4 and then get down on the apex to get on pit road and slow up. Could that be a problem that we see if we go green flag pit stops?
Oh, it most definitely could be, because if you get a speed penalty coming into the pit road, you're going to lose a whole bunch of time when the cars come back around while you're putting time in the pit for your penalty. And people have been having problems with it, but most of them practiced enough that they've got all the kinks out of it so far.
Still underway qualifying here at Kentucky Motor Speedway with the ETV live coverage powered by the HD Radio Network. 32 drivers putting time on the board. Currently still on the top spots, the 45 of Kel Dresbach. Again, Asheville, Ohio, the 32-year-old with a 31.167. No one else in range. Dakota Dwayne Vincent, the man who sits second in points, is second currently fastest on the racetrack with a 31.179. And we'll have just a few more drivers continue to make their laps around this fast 1.5 mile racetrack.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, one of the guys that you always have your eyes on, I mean, he's driving last season's championship winning number, R.J. Williams. He's 32nd in the practice charts. When you look at him in qualifying, I mean, he does run just over a tenth faster than he did in practice, but he's only showing 18th on the board. Chad Cole, one of those guys that's like a point or two behind R.J. Williams. He was, I want to say, just about 13th in practice. It was 12th in practice, and he is currently 8th on the qualifying charts right now. So about six positions kind of separating them, or not, yeah, a little over 6 positions separating these guys between practice and qualifying right now. It's going to be interesting to see these guys go at it for the top 5 position, I believe, in points.
Also want to mention all top 10 drivers that's in the points are in tonight's race. They've all qualified their way in. And just to reiterate some of the things that they talked about, JD and George said earlier, the man that's out front, Dwayne Vincent, late bloomer last year in the RSR world, started 25th, finished 25th, 37 laps down, got into trouble early there. Guy Snyder would be only one of 6 drivers to lead 1 lap and finish 10th. John Abbott, compared to the field of 28 last year, was about mediocre, finishing 8th. As far as speed time for Abbott, he was just outside the top 15 as far as average speed. Kel Dresbach last year at Kentucky started 7th, finished 12th. R.J. Williams, again, as J.D. pointed out, won the sucker, 86 laps led and won, and currently R.J. Williams has yet to qualify, so we don't know what kind of car he's brought this year. Actually, he has qualified 18th, excuse me. The 75 machine has put it 18th quickest on the board, and we'll see if he can continue his success from last year into this year at Kentucky. Dakota?
Definitely. And we'll have to, keep an eye on him throughout the season. It's going to be fun to watch him, and, all these guys go at it. Chad Cole, he was runner-up, or was runner-up for a long time last season. He's been kind of struggling. We was talking with J.D. Webb earlier tonight. Chad Cole, he's usually noteworthy. He's been struggling kind of somewhat this season so far, and it's been kind of interesting to see him having those problems. It's something unique that you don't quite see from Chad Cole all the time.
And with that said, we're going to take this side of second, step away, and hear those amazing lyrics, the national anthem, sung by the Cactus Cuties here live at Kentucky Motor Speedway with ETV.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
Welcome back, race fans, and now let's go to the command where the famous words in RSR Motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
And now for your 2013 Kentucky Motorsports lineup. The 45, Kel Drasback, getting on the top pole here tonight, Dakota. Outside him, the 13 points leader, Dwayne Vincent.
Starting in third position, Justin Wilson, and how about starting fourth, Bobby Terrell?
Ronnie Potts starting fifth tonight. C.J. Lavera in the fourth, Chevrolet going to start sixth.
Eric Brundy is going to roll off in seventh, and how about starting eighth in the 8 car, Chad Cole?
Rhinestone Glenn Campbell going to roll off night tonight. To his outside, the man out of Puerto Rico, Jose Gonzalez.
Rick Fouts going to roll off in the 11th position with David Lanza in the 33 on his outside.
Ben Burnett, 13th quickest to his outside, the 3 of Scott Brotherton.
Starting 15th, Matt Lacrosse on his outside, Jonathan Goodell.
The man who sits third in points, John Abbott, rolls off 17th to his outside, the R.J. Williams machine.
Guy Snyder going to roll off 19th, and the 84 of Jamie North rolling off on his outside.
Mike Skinner in the 31 rolls off 21st. The 24 car belongs to Mark Bratcher. He'll roll off 22nd.
Rolling off 23rd, Jeff Addison on his outside, J. Randall Watkins.
Chad Schilling 25th. Doug Roth 26th.
27th will be Steve Ritter, and then 28th, Bobby Wetzel.
Keith Brooks Jr. in the 71 rolls off 29th. 30th is Nathan Bowers.
31st, Rich Jett. 32nd, Joey Casina.
Last to take time is Mike Montesi, 33rd. To his outside, John Hanna Jr.
Mike King and Cable make up the next row.
And then White Wolf Jr., Adam Roberts, Joseph Hayes, Eric Arnold, Douglas White, White Wolf, and the man who starts 43rd from the rear, the 98 of Stephen Herring, and the pace car is down on Kentucky Motor Speedway pit road, and Kel Drasback takes us to the green, which is set for 110 laps here live on ETV, powered by the HD Radio Network, sponsored by Bob Earl Racing.
And he's gone. He's got a pretty good gap there. Remember, he only actually lost time to his practice time by 300. Managed to get the pole, so way to go, Kel Drasback on that. Justin Wilson moving up into the second position around Dwayne Vincent. So that'll put the 58 car up one spot.
And getting reports, Mike King in the 04 machine, Dakota, missing the driver's meeting, going to have to start in that back, so move Stephen Herring up to 42nd, put King back in 43rd. 20 seconds out from the leader as he will dive down into 1. King will go a lap down. Drasback out of 2. In the lead for now. There's still a lot of laps left here at Kentucky.
We're here in the 11, blocking early. Looks like he's racing Guy Snyder in the 7 bag there for just about 18th position, 17th position. They have a battle in front of them. How about R.J. Williams at the 16th already after starting back there in 18th? He's up 2 spots. Looks like he might have just picked up another one.
Again, you heard it, blocking early here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Again, we're early on in the stages, but drivers tend to have that love and hate relationship here at Kentucky, Dakota. As one nearly gets into the wall in front of Jonathan Cadell in 16th spot, that was Scott Brotherton, who will now fall victim to Mr. Cadell. But there's a constant feeling of turning left, Dakota, and any push, either it be loose push or a snap loose condition, only seems to magnify because the car's always racing on an inconsistent track. The change of bankings, early apexes, the late apexes, the high lanes, the low lines. The track is about seat of your pants type of feel. Just like Darlington, Dakota, these drivers will have to adjust like they do on the track in order to get around the fastest way possible. And blocking like the 11 did is part of it.
Yeah, definitely. You got to use the whole track. You got to be able to protect your line. You've got to be able to hold that momentum, keep the momentum rolling. That's the only way you're going to make up time here at a track like Kentucky. How about another guy making up time? When we mentioned R.J. Williams, I went to go check on Chad Cole up 3 spots from where he started. Started 8th up to 5th. First car in a second pack here, looks like trying to run down the leaders here.
and that is Chad Cole, who now is being a little bit pressured, Dakota, a little pressure by Brundage there in the 94 machine. We saw Eric Brundage last week at Bristol put on quite a show.
Yeah, he did put up quite a show, and I think it's the past few weeks, I think 2 weeks ago, we actually won at, I want to say, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Maybe that was, no, I think that might have actually been the other series. I want to say that was the Thursday night Asphalt Assault Series, sponsored by Inside Sim Racing, maybe.
Looking at the 31 machine, Mike Skinner. 20th position currently on the racetrack. Last lap, 32.375. Not too far off the lead pace there up front. These guys are running about 32.2s. Justin Wilson, the leader now on the racetrack, ran a 32.1. So Mike Skinner back there in 20th. Not too far off the pace. But again, new leader on the racetrack at Kentucky, the 58 of Justin Wilson.
There goes 58. Actually, you know, he started in the back, way in the back, last week at Bristol, so doing a pretty good job of starting up front and running up front already here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Here in the 24 car, getting really, really loose off the 2. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That's Mark Bradshaw all the way back in 21st. He's about 2 wide, almost 3 wide back there for position.
Again, here, Turn 1, Dakota, there's so much speed that's carried into the corner from the tri-oval that it's difficult to maintain that good line over the ripples in the track, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the looseness in two right there off into Turn 1, and also we're seeing a little bit of loose. We heard that the 7 car was loose. Turn 4, the track flattens out severely here from Turn 4, and it seems that a little too much of the steering input, like you said earlier, will make the car snap loose, and that's where time is lost or gained here at Kentucky.
Guy Snyder, 25th to 27th. He just lost even more spots now. He just, a pack of 4 just about went around him. He nailed the wall coming off of turn number 4, and he's still coming backwards. He's now going to get passed by another car. He's going to get the wall again. He's going to keep it straight, but he will definitely make contact with that wall pretty hard once again. He's going to try to use more of the inside. Look, I don't know what's up with that 7 machine, but definitely having problems here tonight. As you can see him really slow off the pace kind of now. Falling back on that outside, trying to keep it out of the wall there.
Yeah, he's either got a tire that's going down or he's got something with the steering that's altering that car. It kind of looks like he's really working behind the wheel, Dakota. Maybe like a steering ratio type problem as he gets wicked again loose off of 2. Obviously, there's something wrong with that 7 machine, Joshua Harbinson. Guy Snyder not looking really good on the racetrack right now. Started 19th, back to 33rd, just lost that position. Anything coming out of the crew chief on what's going on with that 7 Chevrolet?
From when he hit the wall the first time, he said he knocked the toe out a little bit. He's been fighting it ever since. They're going to have to bring it in here soon to see if they can fix something.
Just waiting on that yellow flag. Dakota. Guy Snyder stuck back there in 35th on the racetrack, where we are still green flag racing on lap 12.
I'll tell you what, Guy Snyder finished 10th last year after starting 6th, and remember that was in the old car. Definitely not going to have that result tonight, I don't think, the way he's going backwards. He definitely needs a caution before he is the caution here.
Looking back here in 12th position and 11th position, R.J. Williams battling with the 33 of David Lanza. Just behind them is the 11 of Jonathan Goodell, who we saw him put up a couple of blocks, and he'll have the 26 behind him of Jose Gonzalez, but the 2 continue to race side by side down the front stretch. Now 33 getting a little loose in the tri-oval here at Kentucky.
Yeah, but side by side back here, pretty good racing back here. The 11 now underneath that 33, I want to say it was, and he's got past, he's moved up next to the wall. Right, but he's going to maybe get the wall and lose a lot of time there. Well, no, that was somebody behind him, it looks like, got the wall maybe, I thought.
So Lanza from 11th position, Dakota, all the way back to 16th spot now. Rick Bounce gets his black machine Sunny Monday out in front of him.
I'll tell you what, Guy Snyder back there has been hitting a lot of walls back there, repeatedly getting into the wall in that 7 machine. I don't think he's the only one either. I've seen a lot of cars trying to ride around the outside, nailing the wall, but not quite as bad a shape as a 7 car.
So we're still green flag racing as Justin Wilson picking up another lap here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. 15 laps into the books. We're going to step away, take our first commercial break. Again, you're watching ETV, powered by the HD Radio Network. Sponsored by Bob Earl Racing, with the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series is full in gear in the 2013 series.
Strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
And welcome back again to ETV's live coverage. The Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. Still talking about the number 7 machine of Guy Snyder, the 22-year-old out of Dornside, Pennsylvania. Digger is sitting back here in 41st position, Dakota, and he's second in the points. There's a lot riding on this. He desperately needs that first caution. We haven't seen it yet, but we've seen a lot of loose race cars, which could indicate possibly a caution coming out, but still 20 on the board and no caution.
Yeah, but I'm kind of concerned with the 7 car. We keep going back to him, and he's just in a really bad spot here. The way he's losing so much time. If you watch him going around the racetrack, you can see he's definitely not happy with the car. Something's not right in it. The toe's knocked out, something of the sort, and he's really struggling. You see him get really sideways. There's a lot of time, it looks like. And this is generally a fast car. I mean, he started 19th. He's back all the way 41st. He will be lapped if we stay green flag racing, and I have no doubt it won't take much longer with as much troubles as he's having. You see him now going down the inside, the very bottom. That's a dangerous place. That's extremely loose. That's how his car's driving. Maybe the toe's knocked out, so he's got to get down there to help it turn. Definitely going to have to keep our eye on the 7 car, though.
Keith Brooks Jr. in the 71 machine just getting by Jimmy North in the 84 Jimmy Johnson look-alike paint scheme. John Hanna Jr. in that 5 machines, mighty close. That Newegg.com Ford is within striking distance to pick himself up into the top 29 there. And then they've got a whole gaggle of cars ahead of them. Mike King being one of those machines that's a lap down Dakota now currently, but a whole nother gaggle of cars in front of that pack there.
Definitely, and I do want to jump up here to about 11th position. It's been R.J. Williams and Jonathan Kendall going back at it, back and forth, but it looks like the 11 has finally prevailed. The 75 will fall back to 11th. That's R.J. Williams. I mean, he's up there trying to run for points up here, top 5 in points, and he's kind of marked back here in traffic a little ways. And when you look at his rival, who's just a point or two behind him, that's Chad Cole. He's all the way up in 5th position. So right now, it looks like R.J. Williams is definitely going to have to step up his game when it comes to maybe pit stops later, something of the sort.
Well, Josh, we talked about pit road earlier, around the 56 laps on the fuel, and you talked about always taking 4 tires. But when do the tires start to fall off? I mean, the right side's already looking to wear on some of these cars out here. The right rear, be it right rear or be it the right front, but a lot of loose racing conditions currently.
Yeah, everybody's talking tires right now. They want to see when they get the first set off what the tires are actually doing. They have the practice runs, but that's not the same as race. And as I walk down pit road, all I'm hearing is we're loose, we're loose, we're loose. They're just going to have to make a lot of adjustments on pit road and see what their tires are doing.
And what that really means, Dakota, is about a couple of rounds of wedge possibly going into some of these Chevrolets and Fords as they rocket down the front stretch currently down into turn 1. The leader again, Justin Wilson, now pulling it out of turn 2, 170 miles an hour halfway down the backstretch, nearly 190 going in. These guys desperately needing to come down pit road, like Josh said, see how the tires are working, see if they need to go left or right on the wedge.
And I'll tell you what, one of the new things with this new car was right rear camber, or the rear cambers. You could do so much more with it. Before the max adjustment, you would see like a negative 2.0 degrees in the right rear. Now they've increased that amount, the amount of angle you can have, you know, with the camber and just the tire in general, and it really does help. But you'll see that some of these teams are kind of using as much of that as they can right now, which is really not helping them out. It's one of those instances where the track is it's really hard to get a handle on.
So where's the top 5 at currently on the track at Kentucky Motor Speedway as we've ran green flag racing from lap 1 all the way up to lap 27? Well, the man who sits first in the points, Dwayne Vincent, currently second on the racetrack. Then we've got the man who sits second in points, Guy Snyder, back in 41st position. We've covered him. He's battling a very, very loose race car, may have the toe knocked out in it. He desperately needs a caution. And then John Abbott, who sits third in points, currently struggling back in 17th right now. The man who is on a mission, Cale Dresbach, who sits fourth in points, is currently third on the racetrack. And then the top 5 man, RJ, out of North Carolina, 5th in the points, and currently 18th back there with Abbott on the racetrack.
Hearing the 7 at Guy Center coming to pit road. Going to get an update with that from our pit reporter, Joshua Harbison.
Yeah, Creechy said come on and bring it down because he couldn't keep it straight on the track. So they're going to bring 4 tires, repair as much damage as they can, and they're going to do some adjustments to it, see if they can make the car a little bit more drivable for Guy Snyder. And as soon as they get done with that, he's going to hit back on the track.
And that was, again, Joshua Harbison on pit road, a fantastic pit reporter here at ETV Live. We're still green flag racing lap 29 at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Justin Wilson still leads the way with Dwayne Vincent trailing in second, Cale Dresbach in third, Bobby Terrell in fourth, and how about in fifth position, Chad Cole in the 8 machine.
Yeah, Chad Cole doing a fabulous job. Dakota, we nearly got our first caution back in 25th. Bobby Wetzel and that Havoline-looking machine that Davey Allison once was so popular using. Him and Keith Brooks Jr. almost tangled out of 4. And I tell you what, they almost wrecked themselves out as now the 28 of Wetzel comes up on that Ford machine, Chris Cable.
Yeah, watching this is an extremely intense battle here. So you gonna get underneath them? Somebody going backwards in a hurry. There's the 11 or the 71. Keith Jr. He's gonna fall back maybe a spot or 2 there. Joey Gattina also gonna get around to the process. That was a battle for what was 27th, and that will go to put Joey Gattina in 28th around Keith Brooks Jr. there. Now that's Jimmy North of line. Guy Sander now coming back out onto the track. And how about Mike King back in that group? Only a lap down. As we have trouble, somebody slow. That was Bobby Wetzel, 28 car, 26th position. Not sure what happened there. Yep. Oh, I see it. Coming off of turn number 2, lap 31, off of turn number 2, 26th position. He gets loose, gets the outside of the wall. Doesn't get it hard, but I mean, he got really, really loose there. That would cost him a lot of time.
Guys, the number 11 machine, Jonathan Cadell, in the 10th spot, up 6 spots from where he started today at Kentucky. 28th in points. He's got to have a good night. And now the 75 machine. We're hearing first caution of tonight. Ooh, and he just took a big hit down the front stretch, Dakota. 12th position, R.J. Williams was running. 5th in points, and he has exited the vehicle.
Yeah, he was chasing that thing all the way up off the turn number 4. Was really sideways, gets the outside wall, going to come through, come back down, spin it through the grass. Looks like he'll come back up and just get collected by, I'm trying to see who that is exactly. Looks like John Abbott maybe collecting him there. That was John Abbott. It was, I believe, 3rd in points.
That's going to kill 2 of the top 5 possible championship contenders here. I would say a quarter of the way through here at Kentucky. R.J. Williams, you can see him spinning through the grass. Roof flaps up on the hood, on the roof. The brakes were not applied, came back up onto the track, and unfortunately right in front of John Abbott in that 10 machine, Dakota, where John was running about 16th. The engine is all but cooked on that Nesquik Chevrolet, and just a tough break as you see the 75 go up into the catch fence. And,
I'll tell you what, John Abbott's motor about to go kaboom with smoke trailing out of that machine. I think it'd be alright to get back to pit road, but you might not see much of that 10 machine. How about Mike King? Lucky dog under this caution. He'll get waved around to be the first, or he will rejoin the lead lap, putting, I believe, 40 cars back on the lead lap, as R.J. Williams will go a lap down after leaving the event. Pit road getting busy here, too.
And we're going to see the whole field. I don't think there'll be a soul that stays out. You see Mike King getting the wave around currently, but he will also come around and eventually pit. But Justin Wilson, 45 miles an hour, leading Dwayne Vincent as well as the rest of the field. They're going to come down in front of you, Joshua Harbinson, towards the end of pit road.
Yeah, Justin Wilson, he actually overshot his pit box and had to back up. That's going to cost him some valuable time, but he's going to take 4 tires, a small adjustment with air pressure. And when they're done with that, they're going to send him out. Dwayne Vincent likes his car. He's going to get 4 tires and gas, and he's going to go.
I've seen a lot of cars, Josh, with just taking right sides only. Chris Cable, Matt LaCrosse, Steve Ritter, Rick Bounce, White Wolf, and Eric Arnold, and possibly Rich Jett, either not pitting this last time, going to stay out and lead a lap, or maybe he came down pit road and only elected to take right sides only, and we are hearing confirmation that Rich Jett did in fact stay out to get that bonus point. Josh?
Yeah, he did stay out, and the 2 tires call, in my opinion, is risky, and that's from what I heard from them. It's going to be risky. They're causing them to be even more loose than they are now, but we'll see what happens with the guys that took 2 between the guys that took 4.
Oh, you're not kidding. And Dakota, you know, I'm looking here just in front of Vincent as he did win the race off of pit road in retro's terms, but Douglas Wyatt is down underneath the apron there. But Justin Wilson, as Josh pointed out, overshot the pit stop, and it did cost him. He basically went from first to second. Now it looks like those guys are going to come down pit road. It's going to recycle the field here a little bit. Vincent's going to pick up the #1 spot here. Wilson to the outside in second. But those guys who took right sides, Joshua Harbinson, electing possibly to come back down pit road. Crew chief said, you know what? Let's play it safe here. Let's come back down pit road, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, that would be a smart call, especially the way the race has been going. Everybody's getting loose. You put on 2, it's going to make it looser. So maybe it's the drivers making the call instead of the crew chiefs, but either way, I believe it's a good move.
Yeah, and of course, too, some of those cars, in fact, missing the pit box as well, Josh, because of the tight pit road there, missing the box, and once you miss it, you basically just got to run right through it and pit the next time by instead of trying to back up, reverse. We all know how that goes. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a second commercial break here on ETV as we're under caution. We're Dwayne Vincent now, your new leader, taking it over from Justin Wilson in second with Kel Dresbach. And that black and gold machine, that Chevrolet sitting there in third, and Chad Cole going to restart fourth in that 8 machine. We'll be right back.
plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
And we're back where we've just taken the green flag here at Kentucky Motor Speedway for the first time after a caution. And Dwayne Vincent, again, is the man out front. And he's sitting first in the points, Dakota. And he's also looking to possibly win a championship, just like Landon Huffman did last year in the 2012 Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. He won the Bob Earl Racing Cockpit. And again, it's anyone's for 2013. Dwayne Vincent's the hottest man on the track currently. A simulation racing cockpit designed by championship race car driver Bob Earl. Who better than a race car driver to design a simulation racing cockpit? As a former race car driver, Bob Earl knows exactly what it's like to be behind a comfortable cockpit. He wants you to feel the exact same way at your house. The design features a fully adjustable seat and frame, additional monitor stand that can be bought separately, as well as a shifter mount. Proud sponsor again of the 2013 RSR Full Throttle Cup Series, a high quality and affordable virtual racing cockpit priced at just $349 plus shipping. See it today at BobEarlRacing.com. That's BOBEARL Racing.com. Hopefully again this year Bob himself will be able to present that award as he did to Landon Huffman in 2012.
Yeah, definitely fantastic seats, but up front, how about that? Justin Wilson went around Dwayne Vincent, Chad Cole went around Dwayne Vincent, and now it looks like Cale Dresbach will go around Dwayne Vincent. Dwayne Vincent, where is he? I believe he got loose and is nowhere to be seen, I thought. Oh, no, maybe I was talking, maybe I was just, I saw somebody going backwards there. I don't know what happened.
Caution's out. Caution's out for the second time at Kentucky Speedway. I saw a little bit of white smoke going into one. I don't see any cars around, so it must have been a quick hap here at Kentucky. Looks like it was the 37 and the 20 machine. The 37 being Ben Burnett and the 20 of Mike Montesi. And Mike Montesi currently in the 16th position. And Dakota, looking at that rear end, looks like his track bar may be dragging the ground.
It may be. We'll have to get an update from Joshua Harbison on pit road. I do want to clarify that was Cale Dresbach who was going backwards. He was in second position, passed by 2 cars and just about 3, it looked like, as he got sideways off turn number 2 before that caution.
And remember, folks, Mike Montesi, 7th in points. Also, we saw John Abbott, 3rd in points, totally taken out of this race today. And then Guy Snyder is 2nd in points. So 3 guys so far, and the top 10 are all the way back in the 40th position, the 41st position, the 42nd position, and now Mike Montesi joins the group. Oh, as well as R.J. Williams as well, Dakota. And who's 5th?
Yeah, and a lot of good guys getting collected here tonight, especially guys high up in the points. It's definitely going to shake things up. It's really unfortunate to see it. There's some guys that are really going to benefit from this. I believe Chad Cole will pick up a spot or 2 in the points if he's just to finish out the race in the top 5 like he's currently running. He would pick up definitely a spot or 2. Dwayne Vincent would extend his points lead. Things are looking interesting here. 43 laps into a 110-lap race at Kentucky Motor Speedway.
Looked like 13th on back came in for Mr. Feelgood's Joshua Harbison, C.J. LeVere in that 13th position, coming down towards the front of pit road here, possibly for a 4-tire stop.
Yeah, he's going to come in. He's going to take 4. This is and some gas. This is one of those cautions that come in, you know, make the adjustments that didn't work and try and fill out the car. And he's down the way, and some other guys 4 tires and stop trying to dial that car in.
Jonathan Cadell being one of the guys down on pit road, the 5 of John Hanna Jr. You saw him mid-screen during that pit stop. Bobby Wessel, Steve Ritter, Mike Skinner, the 69 of Joseph Hayes, Chris Cable, just to name a few. But Dakota, I'm with them. You know, I'm coming down getting 4 fresh tires. I know we went about 29 laps, 30 laps before we seen the first caution, and then we went about 8 to 9 laps there, if that, and we've seen our second caution tonight. But I got a feeling these guys are going to get back on the racetrack and do another long green flag run.
Oh, I like the call just because I like tires. I feel like, you know, tires are a good thing to have at a place like Kentucky, but really it's going to be more like after, you know, maybe 20 laps or so. I would say tires are going to be extremely important. Before that, I mean, just as soon as you get fresh tires on it, it's going to be even looser for at least going into the corners we've heard on. It's kind of more on the edge, it feels like, is what I've been hearing. You know, on those fresher tires, I think maybe, you know, with tires on maybe 10 laps on them on a restart, you might actually see cars handle a little bit better. We'll have to see. The only thing to watch for here is going to be anybody spinning their tires on a restart, as we do know that happens a lot with these cars now.
And while we're under caution, let's talk about some comers here tonight. Cale Dresbach. How about this? Cale Dresbach is one of 2 drivers to hold steady top 15 finishes. Where's Mr. 45 on the racetrack right now? He's sitting up there in 5th. So Cale Dresbach out of Asheville, Ohio, the 32-year-old, getting a solid run so far tonight. And again, Guy Snyder, also one of those comers, having a steady top 15 finishes so far this season. But Guy Snyder, we've understood his situation tonight back in 40th, 4 laps down, with that really aero-loose type or aero-loose race car. And then you've got some goers tonight. Joey Gattina, Jay Horton haven't cracked the top 15 this season. Well, Joey Gattina is right there on the bubble. He's sitting 16th currently on the racetrack. We saw him progress a little bit more forward, but we haven't seen him in the top 10 tonight. And then, of course, Jay Horton, also one of those guys who struggled all season long. Hadn't cracked the top 15 this season. Jay Horton on the racetrack currently, Dakota?
Dude, no, I don't want to say. I don't believe he is actually here.
I don't see Jay Horton on the racetrack at all. I thought I saw the holler. It might have been just his camper down there with this sporting that number on the side of that camper. Could have threw me off a little bit. Yeah, looking for the...
I believe he used to drive the 83, but I want to say it's Jeff Addison now.
Well, who knows? As we just got the 1 to go signal, the pace lights are off for the pace car. Also, too, want to talk about 2 other comers tonight. Ben Burnett and Doug Roth have been improving their finishes steadily through the first 4 races, and here tonight, they're in it. They're not out of the race. They don't have beat-up race cars. Ben Burnett, although sitting back in 38th position, got a long way to go, and Doug Roth, who sports that STP looking Richard Petty paint scheme, back there in 32nd. So those guys got to really pick up the pace tonight. And again, David Lanza finished the season best 24th at Bristol. So let's remember that. David Lanza in that 33 machine in 9th right now, looking to rebound big time here at Kentucky.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a stacked top 5 right now. We have a lot of talent, a lot of great drivers in the top 5 right now. How about Justin Wilson back in 6th? Well, wait, I'm looking at practice for some reason. We have a lot of guys that were in the top 5 that you really, really want to keep your eye on here on this restart. It's going to be fun to watch. And here we go, Keaton, getting set. We're going to have some guys on tires, some guys on fresh tires. It's going to be interesting to see here.
Joshua Hubbard just reported to me that Mike Montesi has parked it, taking the left-hand turn down into the garage area. He is done. Mike Montesi being one of the guys in the top 10 tonight. As we go back green for the 4th time here, if you include the start of the race, Dwayne Vincent going to pick up the green flag in that black machine, the Raging Cajun. And now Chad Cole moves into the 2nd spot. I believe that's his first time up there, Dakota.
I do believe it is one of his first times. It's definitely his first time up front. At least that high. I mean, he was up to 5th that last run, solidly in the top 5. Now he's set his sights on the leader of Dwayne Vincent. Remember, he started all the way back in 8th position. So once he got the track position, I think he's in a pretty good spot. We'll have to keep our eye on that number 8. The 58 though of Justin Wilson, and he had pulled out a little while ago. We'll have to keep our eye on the 58 as well and see who's going to have the better car here.
And how about this, while we're on the subject of comers and goers compared to the 2012 Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, where Landon Huffman took home the big prize, Bob Earl Racing Cockpit. The top 10 in the 2012 event, Dakota, are outside the top 10 here currently. Some of those drivers including the 25 of Chad Schilling, the 11 of Jonathan Goodell, the 40 machine of Adam Roberts, and the 10 of John Abbott. So, that's a surprise little stat there for you.
I think when I started the show, when I started talking in the show, I said Kentucky is a historical track. It's definitely got a historical past, but I don't know that that'll be the future. It's always something new when we come to Kentucky. It's an extremely interesting track, and it has a lot of character. We'll have to see. How about up front, though? I was watching Chad Colder, man. He got the bump strong. He walked the car up the track quite a bit, trying to keep on that car. And the 58 of Justin Wilson creeping in on that second-place car right now.
So the top three continue to run single file as Mark Bratcher back in 12th position, and the 11th place car of Jeff Addison continued their Fords running side by side. Now the 83 of Addison going to look to the outside once again of Bratcher. Bratcher going to have to let it out of the throttle, keep it down low out of turn 4 here at Kentucky. This is a battle for 11th, and now here comes Jimmy North. And the Chevrolet going to mix things up here a little bit in turn 1.
Here comes Jimmy. Just about like Here Comes Bobby, right?
Just about. Of course, Jimmy North in that blue and white machine, the Hall of Fame machine behind him belonging to Jeff Addison. And then just up ahead of that battle, Dakota, there's another one shaping up for the top 5 where Kel Dresbach runs. The 91 of Bobby Terrell being passed by the 6th place car of Ronnie Potts in the 2 machine, the Bone Collector. Down low in turn 1, he's going to try to make the move and crack the top 6. Can't do it.
Yeah, you'll see the 2. He's going to lose a lot of time, the 44 and the 91 here. That's Glenn Campbell and also Bobby Terrell. Now he makes up the momentum, but when you saw him go into the corner, he was really, really tight. He had to use a lot of brakes so as to not run into the 91, and that kind of cost him a little bit of time. But now here he goes back on the inside, carrying a lot of momentum. Definitely got the car to rotate that time, and he will complete the pass here on the inside lane on lap 52, and he will be the new 5th place car.
Still, just to update you on the leader, Dwayne Vincent is first, Chad Cole running second, Justin Wilson third. Those guys are still continue to run about 2 car lengths apiece from each other, single file. But the battle here is for 5th on back, where we see a bunch of cars starting to battle. Now we see the 94 of Eric Brundy's. Wow. He's sticking his car in a tight spot there where David Lanza and the 26 of Jose Gonzalez currently run.
Yeah, but he made it stick, and now he's in front of Jose Gonzalez, trying to creep up onto the bumper there of David Lanza. He's got to get the momentum built up and find that lane to pass. It's going to be hard because you can't get too low, or you'll spin the car out. You got to go with whatever room David Lanza gives Eric Brundy's here.
Just to give you an update on Mark Bratcher, who's sporting the neon-looking yellow Ford here tonight with the ETV Live logo wrapped around that Ford. Mark Bratcher started all the way back in 22nd position, and he's worked himself up to 11th. He was in the top 10 earlier, fell out of it. But again, Dakota, he's got all nearly from 5th on back in front of him within striking distance. As those cars continue to battle just ahead of him, Jose Gonzalez looking to the outside of Eric Brundy's for that 8th position. Can't quite get it there. And then you got the Rhinestone Cowboy, Glenn Campbell in 7th, as he now looks to try to find some way around the machine of Bobby Terrell in front of him.
And up front, how about the battle for the lead is really closed up because Cole is now on the bumper of Dwayne Vincent, but he will back off there as Justin Wilson has fallen back. I've been watching these guys, and right now Chad Cole seems to have one of the best cars. You see Dwayne Vincent getting really, really sideways. You can see the car really turning, and he's trying to wheel it, keep it straight. Keep it from spinning out. Chad Cole, he only does that every once in a while. He really has to get control on the car. Definitely got really close there. As you'll see Chad Cole kind of back up, regather himself, and try to creep back up on that 13 machine. Try to make the pass once again. You see him get sideways, save it off of 2. What a job by Chad Cole there.
It kind of looks like the 8 of Chad Cole was kind of mimicking what we saw Wilson doing earlier, hooking that left front on the bottom groove to down wedge the car a little bit as Cole gets a little loose wobbly out of turn 4, connects the car back down on the front stretch. He'll be about a half of a car length going into 1 behind leader Vincent.
Kind of wondering if where he's at on the track, is it making it really hard to pass here? Maybe the air kind of screwing up his, I want to say his run, his grip.
We've got a three-way battle back in 25th with a 40 machine in the Fusion High Time Ford runs. That's Adam Roberts. Then we got Rick Fouts down below side. Top side is the 84 of Jimmy North that gets a little loose. We could see 3 wide going into 3, but a two-way battle still persists on down there, Dakota.
3 wide for just a moment. The 40 gets away with it, hit through the middle and around everybody. That's Adam Roberts, 24th. Last time he crossed the line, 23rd now. Got around 2 drivers there. What a job. Well, I mean, just what a drive there.
And maybe a man who's moved the most spots up in this race is Adam Roberts in that 40 high-time Ford machine, Dakota, from 38th up to 23rd as the cautions back out on the Speedway. And this one's going to happen with the 91 of Bobby Terrell, 6th place on the racetrack. And it looks like he's going to get into the right rear or right front of Glenn Campbell. Campbell going to be able to escape the damage, but Bobby is going to put that yellow and white Chevrolet into the turn 3 wall, Dakota.
Yeah, it was Bobby Terrell. Position 6, lap 58 going into turn number 3. Comes down too much, collects the 44 just a little bit. Looks like the 44 is going to be alright, but you'll see Bobby go way up into the wall in the end, taking quite a bit of damage. He'll get rolling on the outside. I don't believe he'll be hit again, but definitely a bad spot to get stopped on the track.
Absolutely. Of course, Bobby Terrell was involved in that wreck. Glenn Campbell as well. Again, Glenn Campbell escaping harm's way, but Bobby Terrell, the 51-year-old out of Union City, not going to be able to escape. It's going to put a lot of damage on that Chevrolet as well, Dakota.
Definitely we'll have to see exactly has when it comes down to pit road. Speaking of coming down to pit road, Dwayne Vincent leading these cars down. We should see 4 tires. I believe we're seeing 4 tires every time is what we've heard. Basically, been what, maybe 10, 20, 30 laps possibly since we put on tires last time. So we'll watch Dwayne Vincent lead them down to pit road to Josh Harbison.
Yeah, Dwayne Vincent, he's going to take 4 tires and fuel. He likes his car still. There's not going to be very many adjustments on that one. And the same thing with Chad Cole. He likes his car. He's going to take 4 tires and fuel. And luckily right now I don't see anybody really missing their pit stop. So it's going to be nice stops for everybody.
Looks like Dwayne Vincent going to win the race off pit road. Justin Wilson going to follow suit in 2nd. Kildress back 3rd. Looks like Chad Cole will get 4th, and Ronnie Potts possibly 5th there. Chad Cole.
Biggest loser, Chad Cole. Back 2 spots.
Yeah, Chad Cole. I was about to say, lost a couple of spots there on that pit stop, and he might have. So he continues to slow up a little bit here. I was wondering if he was given a speeding penalty. That is not the case. Chad Cole will stay 4th.
I just believe the crew got hung up in the right rear. That's what it looked like, Keaton.
Yes, and that cost you. I mean, remember at Dale Earnhardt Jr. Sunday's race, right rear problems for him. Cost him 22 seconds in the pits, and it's the same type way here with the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series and iRacing. You can have a bad pit stop, and it can cost you big time. We saw Chad Cole lose 2 spots from it.
And I'll tell you what, joining us on the radio, I do believe we have the driver of the number 7 machine, Guy Snyder. Guy, man, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey guys, this is Mike Keaton up in the booth, man. We just seen you get the lucky dog. I guess that puts you around 2 laps down, possibly 3 laps down. But man, talk to us about the night, Guy. Last year, 2012, you would be one of just 6 drivers to lead 1 lap and finish 10th at Kentucky last year. But we saw you from the early get-go here in 2013 struggle with what would look like a loose car. And eventually we've seen that you had problems. You're back in 37th. Man, talk to us about it.
Yeah, just a real bad night. Wasn't wasn't real happy with the track that, fills in for California, and then it's a day version nonetheless, so you got a lot less grip, and these cars are new to us, and it's just a challenge. It was too big for me tonight, obviously. Got in the wall early and messed up my car, and it wouldn't have been bad, but I just couldn't get a yellow, and then I ended up in the wall harder the second time.
And then, Guy, of course, I had to bring it up again, out of Dornside, Pennsylvania, the 22-year-old talking a digger here, Guy Snyder, second in points, man, coming in to tonight at Kentucky. It's got to be disappointing, but again, you've got next week, and there's still a lot of racing left to go.
Yeah, I kind of start off really good. That's what happened last year, and I kind of faded towards the middle. Real happy with the start to the season. Just, there's going to be races like this, I guess, and try to get out of the way and move on to next week. I guess Martinsville's in 2 weeks, and definitely thinking about that a lot more than this race right now.
Well, Guy, keep continuing to plug away. I know the crew's going to work on it. Got a lot of black duct tape on that machine, and who knows, we may see 2 or 3 more cautions. You might get back on that lead lap and continue to move forward here, pick up points.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm real proud of the work I got done here, and if I hadn't gotten a black flag, I'd be a lap ahead of where I'm at, and then I would be thinking about getting the lead lap. But yep, you got it. Pick up spots and try to get back on the lead lap.
There you have it, folks. Guy Snyder, digger, again, the 22-year-old out of Dornside, Pennsylvania, just trying to pick up some spots. Although he sits second points, he may lose a little here tonight, but he's got Martinsville on his mind, as well as some other tracks, as we're about to get set, Dakota, to go back green here at Kentucky. With the man out front, the Raging Cajun, with the Black Dahlia, as I like to call him, or as George Wood likes to call him, Mr. March, out in front.
Well, things have been shaken up. We have a new front row once again. New third place car. Chad Hogan back, like we said, 2 spots on pit road. People have moved around. Things have moved around. The track might have changed. Cars have changed. Things have just become a little bit different here. Only 62 laps into a 110-lap race. This is going to be one of the more interesting restarts of the night, I do think. We're just a little over halfway through the race. Now's the time you got to start moving forward, because if you don't start moving forward now, you won't be able to later. You run out of time.
And here we go, getting set to go back green. Pace car down low, the 13 roars into the tri-oval. Green flag racing here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. And Dwayne Vincent has pulled off to a really good lead here. Dakota going into 1. It's second, third place side by side. Kel Dresbach, new second place car now on the racetrack.
Yeah, I want to watch this. I think it's going to determine, what's going to determine this battle for the lead is how fast they can catch this leader right now. The leader has had fantastic restarts, and these guys racing back in for position. I mean, if you look back here, I believe the battle for what is 4th position, I want to say Ronnie Pottsell's underneath Chad Cole. He'll back out. Chad Cole with a huge run now. He looks to get around the 58 of Justin Wilson for 3rd position now.
Just a couple of key notes I'd like to point out. Mark Bratcher, who's in 9th right now, or around 8th, 7th, 8th, or 9th position currently. Only race was at Vegas this year, Dakota, and he finished 12th. So here he is again, top 10, possibly finished for him. Snyder finished 10th last year. Again, wanted to point that out. Currently on the racetrack as caution coming out. Wetzel in 13th started 28th. Jeff Addison in 12th started 23rd. Schilling 11th started 25th. Bratcher again 7th started 22nd. And now the caution, Dakota, has come out.
I believe it was the 47, I want to say, of Eric Arnold, back in 39th position, lap 59 going through turns 3 and 4. You'll watch the 47 going into turn number 3. You just get wicked sideways, and come back up the track with the brakes locked up. I don't believe he'll get hit. It just goes down through the grass, saves it. What a save by Eric Arnold. But I believe he will actually put it behind the wall, or put it behind the garage, in the garage area. Oh, yeah, he does. He gets a lot of contact afterwards, just with the wall.
Yeah, he did a fabulous job, Dakota, of saving that. And it's a shame because he saved it, and like you said, he got onto the road there to get down on the pit road safely. And it looks like he just either blew a left front and it went straight to the inside pit wall there, and he's done.
Guy Snyder.
He's exited the
lucky
vehicle.
dog here.
Yep, Guy Snyder taking the wave around. We just talked to him. Make that 2 laps down now currently for Guy Snyder back there in 37th, and he has no one to contend with, which is a good thing, Dakota. The next man in front of him in 36 is Douglas White, who's been real quiet tonight, and he is on the lead lap.
It's Guy Snyder now showing 2 laps down. He's got to get 2 more cautions, be the first car 1 lap down or 2, to get those laps back, and then he might be able to contend with some of those guys in the rear of the field. I believe he might have had most of his damage fixed, so we'll have to keep our eye on that number 7 machine as we're hearing that he has hit the wall once again.
Yeah, well, he tapped the wall. He brushed the wall a little bit, trying to catch up to the field, Dakota. But again, too, you never know if he's got some damage that he's trying to get worked out with that race car who he's continuing to struggle with.
And now, I believe, joining us on the radio, the guy sitting in 12th position on the racetrack, the number 25 machine, Chad Schilling. Chad, man, this Dakota Herman up in the broadcast booth to get a copy.
Yeah, 10-4, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing all right, man. You started 25th. You're up to 12th position, man. Talking about your charge to the front here.
Yeah, I need to kind of rolling back in the points. Haven't had a good run this year thus far, so I'm trying to play a little points racing tonight and take it easy a little bit. But just slowly kind of working my way to the front as some of these guys are falling out a little bit. It's been fun. Other than that last one, I don't know if you guys saw, we were 3 wide in the middle there, coming off of 4, which might need an underwear change after that one.
Again, we're talking to the 40-year-old out of Greensboro, North Carolina, Chad Schilling. Last year, Chad, 2012 Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, you started 14th, finished 4th. Any indication that's what we're going to see tonight? You're sitting back there in 12th, as Dakota mentioned.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean, I love this track. The car feels really good. I mean, it's a little loose early in the run, and it tightens up on those long runs like we had early on. So I think it's fit pretty good right now, and I feel like I'm in a good position. Just trying to, again, we got a long way to go still, and just try to make it to the end right now. So I'm hoping for a good finish.
A long way to go. You heard it from him, Chad Schilling, who's sitting 12th currently on the racetrack, and that 25 machine being really quiet tonight, just trying to wait to strike at the right moment, Dakota, as we're getting set to go back green here shortly, as the man out front continues to lead the race, Dwayne Vincent. The black Chevrolet there that you see out front, Kel Dresbach 2nd, Justin Wilson sitting 3rd, Chad Cole 4th, and Ronnie Potts. Not Pouts, he's not pouting yet, right, Dakota? Ronnie Potts in the deuce, sitting in 5th.
Ronnie Pouting Potts.
Ronnie Pouting Potts. Yeah, I don't think. Ronnie's nickname's actually Buckeye Bulldozer.
That's an intriguing one.
And I won't tell you how old the 41-year-old is out of Marysville, Ohio, but the Buckeye Bulldozer, also known as Ronnie Pouting Potts, is sitting in 5th.
And how about sitting 6th position, David Lands in the 33. Mark Bradford, who started towards the rear. I know we just had a little bit of problems, but he's still sitting in 7th position. Eric Brundy is sitting in 8th after winning, I do believe, 2 weeks ago in the Asphalt Assault Series at Las Vegas. Jose Gonzalez sitting in the 9th position. What a run for him, and trying to kind of coming back up to the field. And I believe Jonathan Cadell running out the top 10 right now.
And just to give you an update on the top 5 in points, well, it's really close. Dwayne Vincent's 1st in points. He's sitting 1st on the racetrack. The man who's closest to him currently on the racetrack is Kel Dresbach, who sits 4th. Guy Snyder, remember, he's in 37th. Abbott's back in 39th. And R.J. Williams, who's 5th in the points, is back in 42nd. So a bad night for the top 5, except for currently, this race ain't over yet. Still about 42 to go. Kel Dresbach, Dwayne Vincent, the top 2 in the top 5 in points. Top 2 on the racetrack, Dakota.
Definitely here as we get set to go green flag racing here. Michael Keaton, lap 68 of 110.
So the pace car, just a couple of pace paces in front of the field here is Vincent getting a little bit of rub from 58 of Justin Wilson there on the back end there, and the 13 is going to set us to the green here. Set the tone, Vincent. As Dresbach gets a little slow start there.
Oh,
we're hearing a
big wreck already.
Yeah. Somebody
very
on the start, Dakota. Somebody on the restart there. It was a blue car. High side looks like it might have been Steve Ritter in the 25 of Chad Schilling. We just talked to him, and boy, if he didn't just pinball his Chevrolet through the field.
Oh yeah, spun the tires. Time collected the 16, all kinds of cars caught up there. 27 involved afterwards. Big wreck. Yeah,
so the 25
cars are kind of notorious for spinning the tires.
Yeah, you know, that's one of those. It looked like a slower restart than usual. I don't want to put anything on anybody, but you know, it was Dwayne Vincent, normally really quick on the throttle coming out of turn 4, but this wreck happened back in about the 12th spot there where Chad Schilling was running, and he just flat out spun the tires. Nowhere else to put it. He had a good space in front of him. The 11 of Cadell started in front of Schilling. No foul for Cadell. It was just Chad Schilling. And he spun the tires. And the curse, the ETV curse, as Joshua Harbinson down on pit road puts it, has collected Chad Schilling, Josh.
Yeah, it's a bad break for him. He had a good car, and he was going to...
And, Guy Snyder receiving the lucky dog once again. That will put him a lot closer to the lead lap. Just so you know, these drivers were not under a red flag, waiting on a pace car. So stopping on the track, most of the drivers, but everybody rolling now, everything's smooth, and we're pacing once again here, Michael Keaton.
And as we continue to pace, as the pace car is catched up to the field, Dwayne Vincent leads here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. We're going to step away, go to commercial break, and we'll come back and give you live coverage. The Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series here at Kentucky. You're watching ETV, powered by the HD Radio Network. Don't go away.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
And again, welcome back to ETV's live coverage of Kentucky Motor Speedway. We're under caution where Dwayne Vincent continues to lead the race. And I want to bring your attention to Inside Sim Racing, a group that sponsors the Thursday night Asphalt Assault Series with the Real Sim Racing crew as well, sponsoring, again, the Thursday night Real Sim Racing Series. Inside Sim Racing, your first and best choice for all the news and reviews in online motorsports. Join Darren Ganji and Sean Cole for the latest and greatest in product reviews, simulation auto racing games for computer and the Xbox. From steering wheels to full-size racing rigs, updates on popular racing games, and a whole lot more, the yellow pages of online auto racing, Inside Sim Racing, has it all. Visit them at isrtv.com. And again, this Saturday, the March on Michigan 300 is going to be presented to you and sponsored by ISR TV this Saturday at 3 p.m. You'll be able to join ETV's live coverage. Again, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the March on Michigan 300, sponsored by the ISR TV game.
And do want to mention about that event, you can catch Michael Keaton live from the broadcast booth. He'll be there Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you must live in India if it's night at 3 p.m.
Either way, it's good enough.
Or Alaska. I think they have a quick sun there in Alaska. I think it rises and sets pretty quick.
Yeah. Either way, but Inside Sim Racing, the yellow pages of it.
Remember, again, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as the note was just handed to me by the executive producer, J.D. Webb. Dakota, the Black Dahlia, the Raging Cajun, Mr. March. Out front, Dwayne Vincent. Could he swing and sweep 4 in a row? Or can Kel Dresbach, who sits 4th in points, about 38 back from Vincent, can he sweep the feet out from under Vincent? Take Mr. March away. Take the March Madness away. And boy, would that be an excellent win for Kel Dresbach, and also a top 5 finish would be great for Dresbach, as he has yet to have one out of the 4 starts this season.
I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see, but here and under the caution here, drivers going back and forth with each other, and quoting Mel Brooks under caution. That's a new one.
That is a new one. As we just went past the patch down the backstretch here at Kentucky Speedway, patchwork down there. Again, Kentucky Speedway, 14-degree turns of banking here. In all 4 corners, travel producing an 8 to 10-degree bank, and then the back straightaway, just a slight 4 degrees. As these cars rocket nearly 190 going into the corner, remembering to let out of the throttle before they take that big run into the corner, Dakota, where they can get loose and maybe lose it.
Yep, gonna be interesting to see. Here we go. Green flag's coming out here in just a moment. Pace car is off. Dwayne Vincent gets set to lead him with the green flag. Dwayne Vincent, terrific restarts all night long. He gets another one. He'll leave the field once again. Kel Dresbach getting down into the inside lane already. He might have company though, because Chad Cole coming with a lot of momentum right behind him.
Dwayne Vincent putting his fastest lap on the board today out of 74 laps so far, back on lap 2. And then back behind them, Chad Cole starting to put the pressure on lap 64. He turned his quickest lap as he moves into second. And Kel Dresbach, also fastest lap, second lap of the race. The man who we're talking about is Chad Cole, Dakota, as now there's a battle for 3rd and 4th starting to shape up with Lanza and Justin Wilson.
Yo, they were 3 wide for just about a second, it looked like. Now it's Lanza and Dresbach side by side, almost make door-to-door contact. It will be Lanza kind of prevailing on the inside. A lot of momentum. The 58 of Justin Wilson trying to follow in pursuit there, but I mean, he had to back out so as to not run over either of those guys. You see Lanza getting a huge run off the corner, a little sideways, but he'll hang on to it. He will steal the spot. It looks like Wilson was all over the place underneath that 45 of Dresbach.
From 4th to 11th, throw a blanket over them. They're all racing side by side here at Kentucky Speedway, as now the 5th and 6th place car, Wilson and 45 of Dresbach. Wilson gets loose off 2, loses a spot to Bratcher. And look at Mark Bratcher, all the way back from 22nd to 6th. He'll put that Ford machine in 5th now as he takes it over from Wilson, but here he comes back, all in all.
But it will be Bratcher prevailing on the outside. A lot of momentum, a lot more grip it looked like, because the 58 was all kinds of sideways. That will give the momentum just away to the 24. He can now get in line and trail the number 45 of Caleb Dresbach for the 4th position.
Now they're single file from 1st all the way back to 10th. And we're hearing that one car got into a little bit of trouble coming out of turn 2. Again, turn 2 here at Kentucky has been a bad situation. And now the 3 car again, he'll fall victim to turn 2's mishaps and fall back to 19th spot is now Doug Roth. Works underneath him. The 40 of Adam Roberts goes underneath, and they touch as the 3 hits the wall and collects turn 2's dust.
Yeah, the 3 car was going backwards in a hurry, and the 40 car just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That was Adam Roberts, and looks like they just made contact, put the 3 up into the wall. Gonna have to see where he's at when he crosses the line this time, but I mean, with all this contact, he's gonna be hurting. It's probably gonna be driving like that 7 car was there. That was Guy Snyder. Guy Snyder now 33rd, only 1 lap down. How about that for the 7 car? But as Brotherton crosses the line, he shows 27th, losing a lot of spots there.
Currently, there are 32 drivers out of 43 that signed up for tonight's event that qualified in. There were actually more drivers, Dakota, that qualified, but only 43 under RSR rules get into the race. And that sent some guys home. But again, there's only 32 drivers on the lead lap. Guy Snyder being the first one off pace here, 1 lap down. He's in 33rd. He's come all the way back from 4 laps down to get where he's at now. As we're still green flag racing, lap 80 complete on the board. And now there's a battle starting to wage back up there for 4th again as with the 58 of Wilson. Dresbach and Mark Bratcher's Dresbach into the wall out of turn 4. He'll collect the 26 of Gonzalez. Also involved is Eric Brundys, who is running 7th. And I think that's going to do it. 3-car pileup and coming out of turn 3 into turn 4. And that's going to collect Dresbach again, who's sitting 2nd. Actually 4th in points.
This is shaking up, just this little incident is now shaking up a points battle, shaking up where these cars are at on the track. It's also shaking up the battle for the lead. Dwayne Vincent got a great restart. He had pulled out because Chad Cole had to worry about passing somebody. Now these two are going to be side by side. Chad Cole was running Dwayne Vincent down. This is going to be extremely interesting. Can David Lanza hang in this group? We haven't seen much of him all night. Mark Bratcher's in the top 5. This is going to be an extremely interesting restart.
And keep in mind, Mark Bratcher just got in. He was involved in that wreck to a degree, Dakota. Mark Bratcher, the left side, the driver's side left rear quarter panel may have a little bit of cosmetic damage on it. He did get into kill Dresbach a little bit there. But we're going to see the whole crew come down pit road, where Dwayne Vincent, as the Lucky Dog participant inside Sim Racing TV Lucky Dog participant, was the 7 of Guy Snyder, putting back on the lead lap. But Josh, the story's down with you on pit road as the leaders come down in front of you.
Yeah, they're going to come down, going to do their normal 4-tire and fuel stop. They're going to do a little adjusting on Dwayne Vincent's car. He likes it, but it's getting tight at the end. Well, excuse me, it's getting looser as the run goes along. So they're going to try and tighten that up just a little bit for him.
And Vincent will prevail off pit road in the lead. Chad Cole 2nd, David Lanza 3rd, Wilson 4th. And the big battle back there for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Addison being in 8th, LeVere in front of him. So as they start to settle out, as again Vincent leads them off pit road, we're going to step away, take our last commercial here tonight. before we get to the post-race show, where hopefully we'll see a winner tonight here in Kentucky for the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. We'll be right back.
Join 5,000 plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
Welcome back again to ETV's live coverage at Kentucky Motor Speedway with the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, sponsored by Bob Earl Racing, and again ETV's powered by the HD Radio Network, where we have the man out front, Dwayne Vincent, leading the charge again for the 2013 possibility of winning that Bob Earl Racing cockpit seat. And again, using the iLeagueRace.com software system, RSR really uses this system to its capacity. Dakota, they have a ton of series, and it is a one-stop shop for iRacing leagues like RSR, looking for total website and points management, custom scoring protocols, complete scheduling and management of series and events, even a blog setup to recap your race. iLeague Race also provides driver and team sign-ups with integration of APIs such as scoring tickers and points updates. If you have an iRacing league, you need iLeague Race. Visit them today at www.ileaguerace.com.
You know, maintaining a website and whatnot with a league, that can be one of the most stressful things to do. iLeague Race is extremely easy. Everything is just so, fantastically done with the site, so easy to use, user-friendly. Definitely check them out, iLeagueRace.com. Just check them out. You'll see.
Again, the 2013 ETV's lineup full and gear tonight, the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. 9:30 Monday nights, Tuesday nights, ETV Live Team Series Racing, sponsored by HD Radio Network. Wednesday nights, Maritime iRacing League Short Track Style with Tim Terry's group out of Eastern Canada. And then Thursday night, Asphalt Assault Series, sponsored by the Inside Sim Racing. And Friday night, the Super Speedway Cup Series, as we go back green here, where Dwayne Vincent pulls off again to about a 3 to 4 car length lead as Lanza takes over the second position of Cole going into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think the inside lane is really where you've got to be on a restart to make up any time check. Not really having that luck. As you see, Lanza gets sideways. He'll keep the momentum rolling, but maybe not as much as Chad Cole's going to have going through turns 3 and 4. Was able to talk to Chad Cole on the radio, man, during the commercial. He's really psyched about this long run. He's hoping it's going to be a long run because that's the only way he thinks he'll be able to beat this leader here. We'll have to see here as he now looks like he's wanting to go outside around Lanza.
And how about the story on David Lanza, Dakota, the 45-year-old out of Hayward, California, part of Man-Child Racing, in practice, just 22nd quickest. Okay, that's not bad, about halfway, half-filled there, mediocre. But then in qualifying, really stepped up the game, put it 12th on the board, and talk about turnaround events here in the race. He's second, and he might just be closing in on the man that's out front, Dwayne Benson.
We'll have to watch here to see what happens. I mean, he's making a pretty good run there. We'll watch him make up a little bit of time here. It looks like a 2.82 from Lanza to a 3.46. Definitely making up a lot of time. That was over a 10th last time by. It looked like close to a 10th. So definitely they're picking up time here, running 1-2 or single file right there.
Battle for 15th was belonging to the Monster.com Chevrolet of Mike Skinner, where the 04 Trading Paint Red Ford of Mike King currently runs. Remember, Mike King's one of those guys who is great at short track racing. This is his third start here in the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series world, where Kentucky being the biggest racetrack that he's put that car on the track at, Dakota, as he works above high side, that blue and yellow machine of Eric Brundy's, where the 21 of Matt Lacrosse has been quite quiet tonight. He's running 17th.
Yeah, Matt Lacrosse, we haven't really mentioned his name tonight. He's usually one to keep your eyes on, but definitely struggling tonight. Maybe not one of his best tracks here. You see that 21 Ford back at 17th position. Now working the outside of the 35 of Rick Fouts.
Look at Joey Gattina in 12th spot, now going up under the Haviline machine of Bobby Wetzel. Move Gattina. 3 wide, deep in the field back there, Dakota. Now the 40 machine going below the apron, into the grass here at Kentucky, the bluegrass. And he will save it, but he will lose a ton of spots as Adam Roberts back onto the racing surface all the way back to 30th position. That shook some things up, as now they're running single file where Bobby Wetzel is.
Yeah, that was just, wow, what a job of hanging on to these things. These guys are putting on a show back here towards the rear of the field for sure. Just outside the top 10 after that, the 69 is Joseph Hayes, back 36th position. He is slow, way on the outside of the track. He's multiple laps down, has a lot of damage in that machine. But other than that, mostly single file, kind of sorting out a little bit up here now.
I'm going to have to give the Hands Move of the Race award to that 40 machine, the Doritos Ford of Adam Roberts. Dakota, he had that machine virtually sideways in the grass and saves it and gets back up onto the racing surface. And he's already starting to move his way back up into the front. Again, good Hands Move award by ETV for the 30 machine of Adam Roberts. For the 40 machine, I'm sorry.
And
good Hands Move of the race, Dakota.
Yeah, Kate's a little lost there, but I think he's going for the good hands move of the race right there, I believe. But up front here, I'm wanting to go back up here, check on our battle for the lead. Right now it is Dwayne Vincent leading David Lanza still, but Chad Cole all over the bumper of the 33 of Lanza. He's looking to find that gap. 13 gets sideways up there. He's going to lose a lot of time here, I believe. Here they come. Second and third place cars closing on that 13 of David Lanza. He made a big mistake off of turn number 2, and it will cost him as they are still creeping up on this 13 machine.
Keep an eye out there up front for the top 3, Dakota, as C.J. Lavere takes over the top 5 spot from Jonathan Cadell in the 11 machine. Behind them, Jeff Addison in the Hall of Fame Ford, the man from Charlotte. He's sitting 6th on the racetrack, currently running right behind Cadell. And now as the top 3 begin to separate again from each other, Vincent, though, Dakota, nearly lost it, I guess you could say, but continuing to lead.
I've been watching Vincent. He is driving this thing sideways. That is the only way he's carrying as much speed as he is. I mean, if you watch the car, the rear end is wanting to step out. But, I mean, he is just hanging on to that thing, keeping it straight and keeping it going. It just, what a job by the number 13 machine, or the driver of the number 13 machine. Is now we're watching the battle behind them, second and third. Cole and Lanza going at it pretty good right now. But, I mean, you want to say single file, but I mean they're right on each other's bumper. Cole's right on Lanza's bumper, trying to hang in there. Cole definitely may have a better car. He just can't get around them. There's not a whole lot of room here.
And Vincent is still there. He's got lap traffic ahead of him, that being the Nesquik Chevrolet of John Abbott, who is currently running 37th, 9 laps down as Lanza works underneath the bottom of him. Chad Cole also following pursuit as they're within about 2 car lengths. If Lanza gets a little loose off turn 2 there, but still about 2.5, 3 car lengths behind leader Vincent as we're coming up on about 14 to go, Dakota.
Well, Lanza gets loose again. Chad Cole's right on the bumper, but Lanza, man, sideways. Here comes Cole around Lanza to just the travel. There comes Justin Wilson. He's up into this picture now. He's now inside of Lanza, but Cole now up to second position. Does he have enough time to run down Vincent, and can he get around Vincent? If he can do that, is now Justin Wilson around David Lanza for third position there.
So the top 5 is Dwayne Vincent, Chad Cole, Justin Wilson, Dwayne Vincent, C.J. LeVere. The top 5 here as they just put 98 laps on the board, 13 to go, Dakota. They just worked their way around the lap car up top. That was Joseph Hayes back in 36th position, 6 laps down.
Yeah, Joseph Hayes has been going backwards for a long time now. Several laps down, a lot of damage to that machine, nailing the wall several times. That car has just been doomed for a while now. He's just trying to hang on to it and get a finish out of it. I mean, if you look at where he's running, it's currently 36th. He is beating John Abbott right now, who is about 3 laps behind him. So I mean, he is at the racing for position kind of, and trying to keep it in front of John Abbott here.
Let's take you down real quick to Joshua Harbinson, who's down on pit road, who's talking a little bit of strategy with the crew chiefs and exactly what these guys are doing on the racetrack into these turns. Josh?
Well, some of them say they are trying to save tires. I doubt the leaders are actually trying to save as much tires as their crew chiefs want them to. But the other guys in the back, they're trying to save tires, hoping that the leaders, if it goes all the way green, their tires are going to give up and they'll have something for them.
And also, too, Dakota, leaders are hooking the bottom groove to down wedge the car. It's helping out with the rotation on a push condition and a hot right front, which I'm sure all these guys have, heating them right fronts up here.
Well, I like what we see Chad Cole do every lap. He's been extremely consistent. I've been watching this A car here. He is reeling in that 13 machine. Again, this is the 1 and 2 place cars. Chad Cole 2:07. Let's just look at his lap times here. Last time by a 32.207. Time before that 32.217. Time before that 32.217. Those are 3, nearly identical lap times. I mean, this guy is clicking off some good lap times. Dwayne Vincent almost half a tenth slower every lap. Vincent gets sideways.
Absolutely, and here comes Chad Cole, the 8 machine, the 2 Chevrolets battling it out. Cole going to make a run outside, can't quite do it. That allows the 58 to sneak his Chevy into the mix, and he'll take over second. Coming out of turn 2, he can't keep it on the track. Chad Cole to the outside, still hanging on by a feather.
Yeah, Cole's going to be on the outside still. Vincent getting away in this mayhem. Looks like Cole's just got to back out and let Wilson go here. Maybe not quite, because here comes Cole back with a huge run on the outside. When I say huge run, I mean huge run. He's going to clear the 58 and try to get back on target with the 13 now, with about 8 laps remaining here.
The Dollar General, Home Depot, HippiesPaintShop.com Chevrolet of Chad Cole with the Husky on the front that never quits. The red and black machine with the yellow on it. Dakota, about 20 different sponsors on that car. He takes over second, as you mentioned. But can now he reel down Chad or Dwayne Vincent, who sits first?
Yeah, we've been watching Wilson. He's been running a little bit different line than Cole. But you see Cole, man, he is just nailing lines, the laps here consistently. Last time a little bit slower than what he wanted to be, but he is running down Dwayne Vincent once again. And this is just a battle for the top 3 here.
Now they're beginning to work on lap traffic just ahead of Vincent J. Randall Watkins. The 27 machine currently running 38th. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 16 laps down. As he'll put the left hand out the window going into turn 1 here. Let's see if Vincent can get by him. The 27 breaking up the groove of Vincent there. The 69 Hayes getting in the way. Vincent's going to slow up here, Dakota. That's going to kill him. That's going to hurt him. Cost him dearly there.
Yeah, but we'll
Look how he got into 3.
Held up by the 27 car now. As now Cole works the inside of the 27. Don't know what the 27 is doing. He ought to maybe just be getting out of the way here. I mean, he is racing the leaders. Yeah, he's going to get the wall and kind of fall back there. But there goes Cole now. We're looking for the lead once again. He's going to have to make up a little bit more gap. 5 laps remaining.
You know, Dakota, I want to go back to that, you know, why that's so important. That, you know, these cars coming out of the corners, it's so important to come off the corners, swing the car up towards the wall, and then obviously when you got someone up there that's slower, you can't do that, so you can't get the optimal speed out of that car. And you know Dwayne Vincent's got his palms sweaty on the steering wheel of that machine as he works into turn 1.
4 laps remaining here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Chad Cole reeling in Dwayne Vincent once again. You see Vincent come off every corner, nearly sideways. Cole kind of doing the same, maybe a little bit more under control I'm seeing here. But, I mean, Vincent, he's doing a fantastic job up front right now, hanging on there.
If Justin Wilson can somehow get underneath Cole, get out onto the outside of Cole, somehow or another it could slow him up, Vincent could continue to pull away, but that's not the case. The 13's loose off the corners. Chad Cole's not. Vincent's faster in. Chad Cole's not. 1, 2, 3. Out of turn 2. Vincent's still in the lead.
And Cole is coming with a run, but he can't do anything with it. I think he knows he can't look outside as he now jumps back in line behind Vincent, using that groove off the bottom. Just one groove up. He's hanging in there. He's got the throttle down. Just watch for him to keep the car straight. He does just that. He's using the draft. He's just trying to find that groove, trying to find that line to get around Vincent. 2 laps remaining here as we go through turns 1 and 2.
Absolutely, the 2 fingers from the flagman. That time by, this time by, down the backstretch will be the white flag here at Kentucky Motor Speedway, which is shaping up to be a good one. The 13 just ahead of Cole by about a car length. Now in 3, Vincent slips. Cole moves forward. Less than a half a car length as they exit 4. Vincent still in the lead.
Here comes Cole right on the bumper. He's going to come low. Cole's the inside of Vincent. He's got to back up going into the corner. Vincent's going to be stuck a little bit on the outside. Cole has the lift. Once he gets to his throttle, he's going to get to the bumper. The 13 doesn't want to run him over. Cole get a little sideways. He's going to lose a little bit of time, but he's still on the bumper of the 13 heading into turn number 3.
13 gonna dive it in a little deeper this time. Chad Cole not gonna be able to do nothing with it going in, but coming out, Cole's got the run. Vincent to the bottom, Cole to the outside. Cole loses it. 13's up high, Cole's down low. Who's gonna win it? Vincent!
Cole!
Cole! It changed after the line. Dakota photo.
What a race!
And Chad Cole is gonna sneak a win from the Black Dahlia.
What a race.
Oh, what a race.
200ths of a second.
It changed at the line, Dakota. I gave it about a 2 seconds or 1 second to change, and it still showed Vincent first. And then it took just that short of time to change where Cole stole it. Replay going up now. You'll see the black belongs to Dwayne Vincent. Chad Cole in the 8. Coming out of turn 4, Vincent gets loose. Chad Cole goes to the bottom. Nearly below the yellow line as he does, down the tri-oval to the grass. Side-by-side photo finish here at Kentucky. Chad Cole in the 8 machine pulls it off first, Vincent second, and Justin Wilson third.
And Cole doing a backwards victory lap. We do have him on the radio. Chad, man, what a race, what a finish. 200ths of a second. You're in victory lane tonight, man. How's it feel?
I'm winded, man. That was intense racing with Dwayne. It's wow. To knock him off, it feels good. He won 3 in a row. He's been super tough this year in this car, and I've been kind of struggling with it. I don't know. I didn't even get any practice until I got into the server tonight, so I don't know. just actually watched him a little bit in practice and try to learn the line actually, and it paid off.
And Cole, you finished 14th last year in 2012 in the old kart. You were able to get to victory lane tonight. I mean, how would you rate your improvement from last season here at Kentucky? And is this a track you generally struggle at?
Yeah, it was kind of a struggle last year. Actually, got into a wreck, and that's what happened. Actually, I can't remember if we were here twice or once, but I know in the chase I got in a wreck, and so that wasn't good. But yeah, it's not really my favorite track. Kentucky is kind of tough, unique track, and this car and the setup combo, it was, well, you saw it come to the line there, it was loose. We had to pedal it all the way through.
And Chad, man, I do want to ask, I mean, you're closing up the gap here in the points. Are you kind of looking forward to the next few weeks, and can you maybe close this gap down on Dwayne Vincent a little bit?
Oh, Martinsville's next, so I'm not looking forward to that track too much. I'm just happy to get this win tonight. We'll think about next week another time.
All right, finally, man, who makes that for you here?
Yeah, I gotta thank Bob Earl for sponsoring the Full Throttle Cup Series. The end of the year prize is really a big deal for everyone. And hippiespaintshop.com, he does my paint work for me. And Team Manchild, Guy, Glenn, Dave, everyone. It's fun racing Dave there. And of course, you guys at ETV, you guys do fantastic jobs with the broadcast.
All right, thank you, Chad. And again, your winner here tonight. I do believe, though, Keaton, we're about to step away, take a quick commercial break.
Yeah, we're going to step away, take a commercial break, then come back at you, finish up the post-race show where we'll have Dwayne Vincent. Going to name him the Black Dahlia now. Justin Wilson, third place finisher tonight. And then we're going to talk to you about the top 5 in points and how one man controls his own destiny when we return.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
And welcome back, race fans, where we just wrapped up one of the most exciting races in Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series history at Kentucky Motor Speedway, where Chad Cole, Dwayne Vincent, and Justin Wilson, you could have threw a blanket on them. They finished 1, 2, and 3. Of course, Chad Cole getting the victory, Dwayne Vincent finishing second, and again, Mr. Justin M. Wilson finishing third. And standing by with me right now is probably, I would say, 50-50 excited right now. Dwayne Vincent, the 13 machine, the Black Dahlia, the Mr. March, or the Raging Cajun. Vincent, are you sweating?
I am dripping. that was a tough race, man.
Well, I think there's only one way one thing to talk about, and it's coming off turn 4, man. You got a little loose there, but so did Cole. Cole shot to the bottom of the racetrack, taking the short way down the front stretch. You stuck to the high side, and I thought, man, after the line, about 1.5 seconds transpired. It still showed you in first. I called it. You won it. and then about half of a second later, Dakota said, no, 200 thousandths of a second. It went to Cole.
Yeah, man, I thought, I think it was maybe 10 to go. Justin and Chad started racing a little bit, and I was able to pull away just a little bit, and I was like, yes, y'all keep fighting back there, man. And Chad, he pulled away, and I knew that. I said once he gets going, he was faster than me the whole entire race, man, and I just made that one slip up there at the end, and that's all he needed to take advantage of, and that was one heck of a race.
And I know it's a moot point now, but going back to last year, 2012, the late bloomer is yourself, Vincent, started 25th, finished 25th, but 37 laps down. Coming to the 2013, which has been a really good turnaround for you. You're up front in points, controlling basically your own destiny here, pertaining to win this Bob Earl Racing Chassis Cockpit. Perhaps it's real early still, but you're getting off to a good start. Compared to last year, Vincent, how do you feel going into the 2013 rest of the way?
Yeah, I mean, we are off to a good start, but like you said, it's way too early in the season to even think about it, man. But I couldn't ask for anything better than the position we're sitting in right now, so I'm happy.
Well, there you have it, folks. The man, the 48-year-old out of Lafayette, Louisiana, one of the men who has nearly every nickname in the booth tonight. He'll fall second by the cat hair whisker in his teeth to Chad Cole. And sitting by with an also impressive run tonight, the 58 machine of Justin Wilson. Dakota, Mr. Wilson put on quite a show towards the end of the race as well, battling with Cole for second for the longest. Vincent thought probably he had it wrapped up. And then Wilson coming in there sneaking with about half of a car length behind the two who finished in front of him. Dakota?
Yeah, and the guy that started third and finished third, Justin, just a little short this week. What was it like coming to those closing laps? And, I mean, what was it like from your point of view with that big mayhem on the last lap in front of you and in that battle for the lead?
Oh, it was crazy. I was cheering, man. I'm telling you, it was so exciting, just us three right there at the end. You know, I thought I would have something, you know, for him because like I had a bad restart and I caught all the way up to both of them, but there was like once I got to them, it was like I couldn't do anything else. And I tried to take advantage when Chad went high to pass Vincent. I thought I could dive in there and pass him, but I kind of got really loose. But nonetheless, great race. I'm happy for the third place. I really was trying to get this race for points because I missed a race because I didn't qualify in, so I need to get up there in the ranks, you know. So hopefully this did it tonight.
And man, when you're sitting in a seat like you were for the final lap there, are you more of a race fan or a race car driver at that point?
Really, you're just praying. To be honest with you, because I mean anything could have happened. I saw Chad get loose, so I decided to go high because I didn't know if he was going to hold on to it, and then I saw him correct it, so I went down. Then he got loose again. It was just it happened so fast that I really couldn't even tell you.
And man, you got any plans for following week next week at Martinsville?
Yeah, gonna get some practice in and try and get another great run like this one was tonight.
All right, man. Finally gonna ask who makes out for you here.
Well, I'd like to you know, to cut you off or anything, but I'd like to thank Hippie Doug for giving me a paint job for tonight. It was like a one-time race, and you know, he was bugging me about running a default car, so I want to give a shout out to him. That was his car I was running tonight. It was a really nice car. And I want to thank my teammates and stuff for practicing with me and all. And I want to thank my friends and family that were watching this race.
And there was your third place finisher, Michael Keaton.
Absolutely, and to top it off here tonight again, I wanted to talk to everyone about the top 5 in point shakeup, and boy, what a shakeup it's been. Last week at Bristol we saw the shakeup. This week at Kentucky, even worse. Only one man out of the top 5 in points got it done in the top 23. Get that, the top 23. Dwayne Vincent finishes second. He's first in points. Guy Snyder finished all the way back in 23rd. Second in points. John Abbott finished 36th. Cale Dresbach finished 39th. And R.J. Williams rounding out the top 5 in points, 42nd tonight. And again, standing with me, Dwayne Vincent. Talk to us one more time about the controlling your own destiny. Currently 26 points up on Guy Snyder. You heard the results from Kentucky tonight. That has to make you feel good going into Martinsville.
Yeah, it sure does, man. 26 points or so isn't a whole lot, and it could have happened to me just as easily as it happened to RJ, and it still can. I'm just trying to keep it up front, stay out of trouble, and hopefully get top 5, man. That's what I'm shooting for.
Absolutely. And one last question, Dwayne. Who makes it happen for you week in, week out in the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series?
First off, my team, Red Ass, we all work good together, man, and it really helps me out a lot. And ETV, everything you guys do, it's a pleasure to go back and watch the replays, and my dad enjoys it. So, and also everything RSR does. Those guys have to put up with a lot to make this thing happen. Bob Earl for sponsoring this stuff, Race Skins for doing all our team paint jobs, and Doghouse Computers, man, for making such good gaming computers, and my dad.
Absolutely. There you have it, folks. The man, Dwayne Vincent, who barely finished second. I'm talking about you have to go back and watch the replay just to see how close, but I'm going to tell you, one of the best races in history with the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. And again, Dwayne Vincent out front in the points. We'll head into Martinsville next Monday night in chase of that Bob Earl Racing cockpit seat where Lennon Huffman in the 2012 season won it. And again, Saturday, you can catch the Inside Sim Racing TV race at Michigan, live on ETV, powered by the HD Radio Network, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that's this Saturday. And Dakota, final thoughts here at Kentucky?
Kentucky, man, is a wild card. It's an extremely interesting track, historical track. You can look back at past winners, past top 10 finishers. Everything changes at Kentucky, and I think we saw that in what we've been waiting here for, Keaton. A final word on the current point standings heading into Martinsville. Dwayne Vincent only holds a 40-point lead over Chad Cole, who holds a 9-point lead over Guy Snyder.
So there you have it, folks. Dwayne Vincent heading into Martinsville with a 40-position point lead over Chad Cole, and one whole race over Guy Snyder, who sits back there in third, 49 back. For me, Mike Keaton, Dakota Ehrman, Joshua Harbinson, who was down on pit road, George the Greg Wood, J.D. Webb, John Wessling, and all the folks back home at ETV that make it happen week in, week out, and Phil with the HD Radio Network. We'll see you next Monday night right here, Martinsville, the Paperclip, live on ETV.